Emma's Universe podcast. Emma's Universe podcast. Emma's Universe podcast.
Hello and welcome to Emma's podcast. Yes. So, what are we gonna be talking about in today's episode? So I want to begin with a question. When was the last time you felt truly seen? I know, and it's only Wednesday, not Tuesday, Wednesday. No, I don't do episodes on Tuesdays, but it's only Wednesdays. So, ask yourself that question. When was the last time you felt truly seen? Not just noticed, not just acknowledged, but truly seen for who you are beneath the layers you've built to survive, succeed, or simply fit in. For many of us, the courage to be seen is one of life's greatest challenges because being seen means vulnerability. It means opening ourselves up to judgment, rejection, or misunderstanding. But it also means opening the door to connection, authenticity, and freedom. So, in today's episode, we're going to journey into this idea together. Why we hide, what it costs us, and how we can gather the courage to be fully seen in our own lives. And that is so true because I talked about that at work. People wearing masks, or even in life, people wear masks because they truly don't want to be seen. So why do we hide? We all start wearing masks early in life. As children, we begin to notice the reactions of the world around us. Maybe we were told to quiet our voice, that we were too much, or maybe that we weren't enough. And so we learn to shrink in certain space. We learn to hide part of ourselves to feel safe. Think about it. How many times in your life have you hidden your real opinion to avoid conflict? How often have you dimmed your excitement, your creativity, or your ideas because you weren't sure they'll be accepted? We hide because we fear being misunderstood. We hide because being seen comes with risk. Yes, it does. If you think about it, it always does, because you always have somebody insecure around us, and if we start to shine our lights a little brighter, then that becomes a problem to those individuals. But what's the cost? When we hide, we begin to live a smaller life. We disconnect from our true essence. We present a version of ourselves to the world, and over time, that version feels heavier and heavier to maintain. It sucks the life out of us, actually. And here's the truth. What we are buried doesn't disappear. No, it doesn't. It stays hidden until it lingers in a shadow of our being, waiting, whispering, longing to be acknowledged. That is a pain to be living. So when we start to hide because of people's insecurity, this is why you're always being picked on, because people will target you because you're your true self, and they cannot be their true self. This is what the problem is. In the society we're living in, everybody wants to wear a mask because they all want to fit. But when you don't fit and you don't care, your existence will change, because you're going to have a lot of haters because they're going to see you happy standing on your own 2 feet and they can't. So understand it's not you, it's them with their insecurity. And you see it at work, you see it in your personal life. So I would say be yourself. I cannot help myself, then be myself. So the power of being seen, let's talk about that. Being seen is not about everyone agrees with you. It's not that. It's not about applause or universal approval or red carpet or woohoo, she's here, let's bow. It's about standing in our own truth, whether or not others choose to accept it. It's be who we are, basically. You are who you are. You don't justify yourself. You don't do anything. You just live your life to the fullest. I always said, live your life to the fullest. Don't justify anything to anyone and don't try to prove it to anyone because you're wasting your time. When someone truly sees us, there is an incredible freedom that awakens inside. We feel validated, understood, loved without condition. It should be unconditional love. There is no condition behind it. There is nothing, no deal. But here's the important part. That kind of freedom begins with us. It's not about anyone. It's us, who we are. We must first give ourselves permission to see ourselves. Yes. Stop to pretend to be something you're not. Just be your own self. And yes, some people are going to like it and some won't. To stop denying our quirks, our passions, our dreams, and our flaws. Yeah. How many times I've seen this in a relationship where someone's going to dim their light to fit for the other person, which is not the right thing to do. Imagine this. If you could walk into any room today and bring your full self, your true self, what would that look like? What will shift in a way you carry yourself? What will shift? What would you do? How would you walk? How would you interact? How would you present yourself? And would your voice be stronger? Would your laughter be louder? Would your dreams feel possible again? This is the gift of courage. It doesn't erase fear. It walks with fear. Courage says, I know the risk and I am willing to show up anyway. At least show up for yourself. Don't do it for the rest of the world. Do it for your own self. Your life's going to change and the outer conditions going to change. But it will always be in a positive way because you are representing truly who you are. You are showing up. You are showing up into the world for who you are. That's the difference. So, let's talk about the stories of courage. Let's bring this closer to life with a story. Think about the artists, the activists, the leaders, people who change the world, not because they fit in, but because they dare to stand out. Think of Maya Angelou, who said, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Isn't that terrible? And a lot of people are doing this every day. Each of us has a story that deserves to be told, not necessarily on the stage, not necessarily in front of thousands, but in everyday space where we live and love. So I'll share this. I once met someone who carried a passion for painting, but for decades never showed up to their work to anyone. They did not. And when I asked why, they said, what if no one likes it? And I asked them back, but what if someone needs it? Because sometimes the things we're hiding is exactly, and it is exact like someone else is waiting for. You never know who you're going to cross in your life, or pass in your life. Will be on your path, will cross your path, and need that wisdom, need that painting, need that word, need to see your true self. And you can impact everyone and anyone. I think putting ourselves small or invisible to the rest of the world is a disservice you do to yourself and to the rest of the world. We're here with our actions to empower others in a way we're doing things. I know lately we're seeing people doing the wrong thing and think it's okay. But I'm talking of the good actions that will inspire others to do something, empowering them to overcome their fears, but really bring that strong and inspiring energy for people to live their passions. It takes courage to really show who we truly are. But when you realize it's living your life to the fullest, it has nothing to do to show off for the rest of the world. It has to do with your own self. And living your life to the fullest is really empowering. You know, when you're looking at people who are like entrepreneurs, who spend their time with passion, you're looking at painters, you're looking even at artists, and I'm going to refer one. I am not a Swiftie at all. Okay, guys, I'm not a Swiftie. However, when I listen to Taylor Swift and she talks about the passion in what she does and how her brain works, it's quite interesting actually, because she's living her passions and what she wants to do to the fullest. She not only thinks about what she wants to do, but she looks at her fans and she challenges her fans. She's doing a lot of things that are very interesting. But as an artist point of view, she's really embracing who she is, and she, through her words, through our melodies, through her style, because she's going different style, which I like, because at least she's not someone you put it in one box. Yes, she started with the country music, but she moved to every genre that she feels like it. So she's doing things in a way that really shows she cares about the craft and the inspiration and who she works with. Now let's take this to our level as well, that we can live our life to the fullest by being present, by removing that fake mask to pretend to fit somewhere where we might not be fitting, and just listen to our own drums. Listen to your own drums and go with the beat of your own drums. When you do this, then you're more authentic to your own self, and you're not lying, and you can looking at your mirror and in front of the mirror and say, I love you, my soul. I love myself. Not in a narcissist way, but in a beautiful, respectful, grateful way. It's amazing when you remove that mask, how wonderful life is. You don't have to pretend. You just have to live your life. Like I said to people, when in the 80s, the AIDS movement came up into Europe, and we were all screaming and yelling and angry. I'm like, what is wrong with those people? Why are you screaming in anger? We know what AIDS is. We are good with the gay people here. We're just fine. We're living together and we're just fine. What is your problem to scream and yell? Well, the screaming and yelling came from the effect of being rejected here in the U.S. It had nothing to do with Europe. But when they showed up and screamed, yell, I'm like, that's not how we work here, buddy. We are who we are. We don't justify who we are and the sexuality and whatever political things or whatever it is. We don't have to shove in each other's faces or try to prove anything to anyone. We are living our life. We don't justify anything. I don't justify anything to anyone because I don't care. I just live my life to the fullest. I'm not going to prove you anything. You can judge me. I don't care what you think. This is not about you. It's about me being seen because I am living my authentic life. When you start to live your life in an authentic way, you don't justify anything to anyone. You just enjoy your life. You don't try to figure it out. I'm going to please mommy dearest. I'm going to please my mother-in-law. I'm going to please this and that. No, it doesn't. This doesn't exist anymore. You live your life to the fullest, and that's what it is. You don't justify anything. A lot of people, and I shared that story with this wonderful lady who wanted to write some short story and love, books, romantic books. And I'm like, well, dear, why don't you do it? Well, she was afraid of her husband. What is my husband going to say? I say, who cares? You go online, you start a blog, you put a fake name or your alter ego name in there, and you start to publish. And maybe if you get traction, you can, there are a lot of authors have done that. They had aliases. They never started under their name. They got an aliases and just went just fine. But she was afraid, and you could feel she was envious, and you could feel she was like, I want to do it, but I'm afraid. I'm like, you can do it. You don't have to tell him. You just go on Square or whatever, and in 5 minutes you get a blog, and you start to write your stories and see how it goes. Be passionate about it. Don't wait for somebody else to say, oh, how are the people going to react? I don't care. You don't care. Just live your life to the fullest, which is hard. As I said, people wear masks, and it's very, very hard for people to be seen because they're afraid of, my God, if somebody sees me, they're not going to like me. Well, honey, it's okay. Don't ever justify what you do. Just live your life to the fullest. People are going to like it. People are not going to like it. This is your life. This is your journey. I maybe don't like everything that I see in others, but you know what? That's their journey, so I'm not going to judge them. It's their problem until they come along and start to complain, and I will shake my head and say, oh boy, yep, we got another one coming. But that's their monkey, that's their circus. I'm not going to make them change. I am not going to say anything. This is your monkey, this is your circus. If you want an advice and you come to me and say, I need an advice, I give you an advice. At the end of the day, you take it or you don't. It's not my monkey, it's not my circus. That's yours. Off you go. So, you have to keep in mind, being seen is just being yourself. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you might not fit into the clique you were before, but that's okay. Because as you are clearing people around you, the right people will come in your life. You need to leave the room for others to come in. So that's why, you know, when you live your life to the fullest, this is where you really surround yourself with other people. And you can reconnect with others too, which is awesome. So let's talk about daily practice of being seen, because that could help. So how do we practice this courage? It begins in small, intentional steps. Start with self-honesty, which is one of the hard, as I said, being authentic. Anything that has to be with authenticity, self-awareness to us, just to us, this is one of the most challenging things, is acknowledging where you're hiding in your own life. So true. Do a full inventory, and it's going to be brutal, so don't even sugarcoat it. Don't close your eyes and say, I didn't say it. Yes, it is. Is it in your career, in your relationships, your creativity? Name it. You have to recognize. When you start to really name it, then you are starting the work to become who you're meant to be. So you have to name it first. Now practice self-visibility. Share a piece of your true self with someone you trust. Maybe it's your opinion, your art, your dream, and see how it feels to be authentic in that moment. Do it safely. Detach from outcomes. The goal is not everyone's approach. The goal is freedom. Every time you choose authenticity, you strengthen your courage muscles. Celebrate your courage. Yes, you do. Every step, no matter how small, deserves recognition. Applaud yourself for choosing truth over comfort. Yes. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But, you know, the other thing, too, and as I said, if you're afraid, then create a fake alias and post it online and see how it goes, or a fake social account, and do that and see how people react to it. Again, some people are going to like it, some are not. That's okay. But at least expose yourself to see yourself in a true, authentic self. So, little reflection for you listeners. Let me ask you this. What part of yourself is longing to be seen right now? What story, what dream, what truth have you been hiding? And what might happen if you allowed even a glimpse of that part to shine through today? Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Take a breath. And imagine yourself standing in front of a mirror. Not the mirror that reflects you, outer appearance, but the mirror of your soul. And what do you see? And can you allow yourself in this moment to whisper, I am worthy of being seen. I am worthy of being seen. We all do. So the courage to be seen is a lifelong journey. Some days it feels easier, some days harder. But every time you choose authenticity, every time you step forward with truth in your heart, you're leading the most powerful expression of your life. So here's my invitation for you today. Show a piece of your true self, just one piece. Let the world glimpse the real you, because in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. Yes. So thank you for joining me today. Until next time, stand tall, speak your truth, and remember, the courage to be seen is already within you. All my love, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Universe podcast. Universe podcast.